right, we are live here covering the day one sprint portion of the Trifecta World Championships. My name is Tyler Mosession, and I'm here with Jason Dupree. Jason, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We made it. We wasn't sure if this live stream was going to get off the ground, but we're here.
Yeah, it's launched, and we're ready for a great race. We got a lot of really strong competitors out there, and we're gonna see what happens at this race the first time stateside.
Yeah, man. It was a beautiful day. Weather was fantastic. It got a little warm, but the race started at noon, so you already had a little bit of the heat of the day. But the next couple of days, we could see some possible rain tomorrow, and on Sunday it's looking like it should be nice. But both Saturday and Sunday will be in the morning, so temps should be much better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that long swim was favorable for our athletes until you got to the spear throw at Burpee Island, once again. But
I heard that water temperature felt pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was blessed to race age group right after the elites, and so I got a nice little unique perspective on the course this time. I'm not just watching. I got to touch everything myself before coming on here.
And I was out there rabbiting, so I got to run through those trails in the woods and everything, and get to see what that felt like as well. But I did not get in the water myself.
Yeah, I mean, great venue, of course, as always. They do a great job here at the West Virginia course. It's a it's a hot spot for a lot of local racers. They come out, all the way from Europe, all the way from, the north, the south. So it's a really good spot and beautiful place. If you haven't been, definitely put it on your calendar for next year.
Yeah, I got a taste of the hills this morning, but what's coming Saturday and Sunday, I'm not sure. I've never raced it before to know what those hills are like.
Yeah, well, it'll get longer for sure. And, of course, therefore, they can use more of the course. So for now, we've got about a 3.75 mile sprint here. So I guess we'll probably look at the map next. All right, so this is a nice little 3D view of the map. We've got just some classic obstacles we won't really go over too much. Yeah, the obstacles they started early though.
Oh yeah, right out the gate, you hit a little turn and goes right into those the walls and the over under.
Yeah, it caused a little congestion for sure.
All right, slip wall, rolling mud and slip wall. Any issues that you saw today with the mud into the slip wall?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. It definitely was pretty slick already for the age groupers, and the rope was pretty short. I know sometimes it can be inconsistent. It's down on the ground or it's really high. So this time it was pretty high. Had to work for it, but don't see there would probably be too many issues for our elites that we'll be watching today. But here we have the water crossing and
so that's
and
the swim throw right there that we just saw. Yeah, and then the spear throw on the island.
Yep. So you had to swim out there. It was probably about 300 meter swim. So even for for an average swimmer, you're probably looking at a 4 to 5 minute swim on each end. Then you got spear throw with burpees. So for me personally, it was like a 10-minute obstacle. It was a good chunk of my race.
And then swim back.
Yeah.
Now this A-frame was definitely unique. We're going to get to see that double A-frame with a barbed wire crawl in between it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before at any race. Definitely made for an interesting twist for sure.
Tilting ladders, that's one that we don't get to see much in the U.S. We've seen it probably more overseas.
It might be the first time ever in a race in the U.S. I know it was tested before in the festival area and whatnot, and they were thinking about putting it in, but yeah, they finally surprised us this time.
Yep. And then this is where you really get a lot of the running, long stretch right there into the inverted wall, up a couple of hills, bucket carry.
Yeah, pretty flat until we got to that inverted wall, and then we had probably the majority of the elevation gain in that mile 2 to 3 section.
Yeah, that section that we just looked at right there where you can see the kind of the road through the woods there. Definitely the hilliest part. Yeah, nice little long run. And then right there crossing over, that's where the start line chute has a little bridge, and you crawl under the bridge to get back into the into the festival area.
Yeah, racers have to go on their hands and knees probably 4 times during the race, which is for a sprint that can definitely wear you out for sure. We also have the chain carry as well, which is a rare obstacle we see in the U.S. We see it a lot in Europe races. However, it really wasn't too bad. It was more so the Atlas carry. I thought it was going to be like an actual looped carry, but it was, probably, 30 feet up and back at best. So really no challenge here.
Multi-rig was pretty typical for multi-rig, rings, bar rings.
Yep. So they used to do all rings for sprints, but now lately they didn't want to change out, so they just done rings, bar rings. And it was pretty dry today, so not too bad.
Then you hit the Turquoise and then down into the finish line.
Yeah, it was a nice little run, too. I mean, myself personally, I was sprinting all out against somebody, and so it made for a fun finish for sure. So, yeah,
those are always fun.
I do love when there's a nice little, even if a 100-meter run or something like that, where it can come down to the wire. That's kind of my favorite, as opposed to like just get off the A-frame and then you crawl across the finish or something.
And so before we jump into the race, we do want to say that this is the Trifecta World Championship. So we've got today's Friday. It was a sprint, started at noon. Tomorrow being the Super, it's going to start at 8 a.m. And then Sunday is going to be the Beast, starting at 7 a.m.
Yep, so be here for all the coverage here. We got a schedule posted on our Instagram, so
hoping to be on time tomorrow, but we'll see.
Yes, fingers crossed, right?
And then it's all about your total time over those 3 races is the winner. The individual races really don't matter. Yeah,
they were awarded with awards at the award ceremony. However, all just recognition. So the person that won today, if they slow down tomorrow and Sunday, they probably won't win overall. So.
And the gaps today, I believe, we're seeing just a few minutes between first and second, third, fourth. So over the course of a Beast, they've got a lot of time that they can make up.
Oh yeah, especially over that Beast. So the fact that it gets longer is nice, because if you were maybe 3 to 5 minutes behind, you still have a chance, right? Maybe you missed your spear today, but you make it tomorrow, and your opponent misses next time. So it can really even out.
And the overall winners, men and women, both get first place gets $7,500. And second place gets $5,000, and third place gets $2,500.
Yeah, significant prize money. Some of the biggest we've talked about for sure.
I think we're ready to jump into the coverage. There's probably something else I want to say about the Trifecta. What? That's okay.
Yeah, no, I think we covered it. We'll probably talk about it more as we are watching our elite men take off. So 12 o'clock was the elite men today. About 15 minutes after was the women. So we'll start IDing some people over here. We got Logan Broadbent here in the center. Right next to him, looking absolutely jacked, is Igor Belousov of Russia.
Belousov.
He's been over here for some 3K series races as well as OCR Worlds, and done very well at all of those, several podiums. Then next to him in the red, you've got Manuel Defoe out of Switzerland. He is another guy who is very, very strong. Pause for the anthem here.
And bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Awesome performance by Joe there. I think he has something along the lines of 500 races under his belt. And then he always runs the course out, usually in the open division after he's done performing. But really nice to have that touch instead of over the radio.
Also nice when somebody sings it too, and we don't have to get hit YouTube for the them playing a song.
Oh yeah, helps us out for sure. So thank you, Joe. So I'm going to go back to kind of IDing some of the people on the front line here. So again, I mentioned Logan there. Looking at the 3 gentlemen kind of close to the center of your screen here. I got Logan, Igor Belousov, Manuel Defoe, and then of course Richard Heineck, who's wiping his hands at the moment. He was the
last
year champion. I think he's won a few years in a row. I'm honestly not sure on his stat sheet, but I'm pretty sure he also won the European Championship in the beast distance. I think either last weekend or the weekend before. I know we don't really cover too much of the Europe stuff, but OCR is thriving over there. So for him to be a top competitor out there, he's definitely one to watch.
Race director Adam.
Yep, going to get some rules here.
No, his audio was a little low there. What happened to my audio? So it's working. Look at the crowd there surrounding the start line.
Yeah, really great. I mean, they did a good job. I remember I was personally warming up for my race, so I didn't attend. But they did a good job of really trying to usher some people over there. Because I remember we've seen races like in Abu Dhabi where there's 7 people over there, and it kind of looks a little lackluster. So this is nice. This is nice to see.
They're giving some rules about if you do have a discrepancy that you want to report, you got to do it yourself. You can't get somebody to do it for you.
Yeah, and I like that. Right, it makes it more streamlined, especially with an event that's gonna be heavier on the spectators than normal.
Can't get your buddy or your girlfriend to go report it. We got a good crowd. Did you say Mike Strobel? Did you mention him? See him on the right there.
Yeah, haven't quite. Yeah, he's all the way. He's almost all the way to the right.
And then just to the left of him, is that Ethan?
I don't know. That's not Ethan. That's Grayson West. I think Grayson West is the only 16. We've seen him in a few U.S. National Series races. Definitely been the top 10 guy over there. So glad to see him out here. You've got
Brendan Neely on the far left.
Yes.
Second row.
Yep, he won our race in Ottawa just 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So he's probably feeling good, especially after that being a sprint. You've also got Brent Trail in the black shirt. He's the top guy in the Northeast. I think he's only missed like 1 podium in maybe 10 races. Almost all of them being wins. So he's someone else to also look out for. Super quick guy. He's got a big trail system in his backyard. He just runs loops on that. I follow him on Strava, and it's he gets all the gate and all the mileage right in his backyard. Everyone holding their wrists in anticipation.
Yeah.
It's always so funny watching them hold.
Good energy from the MC here.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Pretty energy from the elites as well. I know sometimes it can be a little lackluster because they're so focused. All right, here we go. All right, so we got... Yeah, they are absolutely flying here. Yeah, so go right into a wall. Look how clean over that wall. I mean, that is just something else. So while I have him on my screen here, I'll talk about Logan Broadbent for a second here. First of all, he is a world champion boomerang thrower, a multi-time Ninja Warrior competitor, and a very good runner. Something around a 2:28 marathon, I believe, which was done in jorts. So if that tells you anything about his running capability, there you go. So yeah, they look clean over the first wall, over the over/under, and we got to get out the carts, Jason. For
it's hard to stay with these men. We've got more coverage of the women, only because they are slightly, not as fast. I mean, they're still fast as all get out, but.
Slightly, yeah. I mean, it's hard to find somebody who's going to be at this pace and not be doing the race themselves,
Yeah.
Just speaking from experience, during my age group race, we were going at about a low 5-minute mile, and that was in the age group category. So I could only imagine the elites probably clocking, probably in the mid to low 4s.
So some of the men in the back just walking, or maybe just spectating here.
Yeah.
Cameramen.
Yeah, we got a glimpse of Calderosa, the USA captain. I know he's a super fit dude. We'll see in some of our local races, but he does usually the age group category for this one here in particular.
This first spot, they did have to kind of go around some woods to get over to him, so that's kind of where we're seeing them take off and drive around for a bit. But we'll definitely get some. Here we go. We'll definitely get some woods action.
All right. So here's the So this is after the barbed wire crawl. A pretty congested barbed wire crawl, especially for
nice long one too.
Yeah. And it went around in a curve, so you always want to stay to the left. And that there was really tall grass on the right side, so that made it for a more congested one. But yeah, we're gonna get some good clean running here. A couple of obstacles. Probably for solidly 8 to 10 minutes before we hit that swim.
Got the hurdles here.
Look, it's already pretty strung out. Some of our top guys.
Yeah,
they are. but they are quick. So as we get better eyes on them, we'll start to ID them and tell you kind of where they stand.
You can see this gentleman in the blue. He's part of the Spartan European team that does a lot of the videos, live coverage for the European races.
Yeah.
Anthony and his team, usually the ones running around rabbiting, like the stuff that we've seen from Morzine. It's usually those guys. So they came over here for this to do some post-production stuff. I'm sure their recaps are going to come out each day. Should be really cool.
Yeah, and what's nice is Spartan Trifecta has been in Sparta, Greece the whole time, right?
Logan in the front.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, like I said, a 228 marathoner. For those of you doing the calculation at home, it's around a 5:30 mile. You get Richard Heineck in second, again, a multi-time champion at this event. Yeah, and at least a one-time defending. But yeah, look at Logan's. If you put Logan on clean terrain, like, forget it. Just forget it. It is something else. All right, here he goes with the sandbag carry.
In the shape of a... Was it in the shape of a helmet?
I don't know about a helmet.
It's definitely a shape.
Yeah, that was a big Garfield thing back when he was doing course design for Spartan. But
it was a nice big back and forth though, for sure.
Yeah. So it was sneaky long. I thought it was gonna be a little shorter at first when I first looked at it. But looks like our top three are pretty established at the very moment here. That was Addison Coles in fourth, Brandon Neely in third currently, Richard Heineck in second, Logan Broadbent in first. Here's Igor Belousov.
I'm trying to see if I can get our obstacle images updated.
Richard Heineck passed Logan Broadbent kind of easily on this carry.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy, yeah. He's been known to be one of the top guys at the carries. You think about a guy like Ryan Atkins as another one of those examples, but the way he can just run with weight on his back, or even like a Jarrett Newby, for example.
Yeah.
I know Jarrett Newby's a hybrid guy now, but the way he's just running, he looks almost unbothered by the weight. Whereas of course a guy like Logan, probably solidly 30-40 pounds lighter than Richard, and that's gonna do some damage for him.
Richard, it's like anybody you ask about how to describe him running, he looks like he's in pain all the time. Like he just looks really labored. I don't know why, but I don't know.
Yeah, reminds me of a Faye Stenning. Faye Stenning always had. Yeah. She had her trademark hyperventilating almost,
right?
And trademark 210 heart rate somehow, where most people would be passed out if they got that high.
Here we go into the woods.
Yeah, pretty technical here. But Richard's just making it look easy. Do we know not town, but country Richard's from? Is he Czech?
Yes.
He's Czech. Okay. So I don't know exactly what they have out there in the Czech Republic as far as trails go, but he just looks comfortable, which is great to see for him. So yeah, you're getting really good footage right now of just like the undulated terrain we have to navigate, between the trees, and it was kind of hard to pick a line. You're not really sure where the course was going to bend, and you wanted, of course, take the tangent as best as you could.
It was wild chasing the athletes through, because I could see that some of them were going out wide, and then other ones were cutting in, way across. That was like a good 10, 15-foot gap between the two.
Yeah, I think they were looking for just the cleanest terrain possible. That was kind of what their mission was. So this is a Heineck though, right?
No,
but it's
the front guys are. Here's the front guys.
Yeah, very similar shorts though. Okay, yeah, here's our. Yep. All right, so you got Heineck and Logan, and then Brendan, all neck and neck right now. So really good battle going into they're approaching the slip wall into the swim. They're gonna hit a water station almost. Oh, maybe Richard's going for one. I feel like most times they go right by it, but yeah, they're gonna go. Especially a guy like Logan who does a lot of marathons and things and road running. He's a pro at taking the water without breaking stride. Oh, nice jump by Logan. Just completely skipped over that moat. And I think the guy approaching the slip wall on Ben's cam, is Jan, right? Is that what we're saying his name? Jan?
Yes, that sounds about right.
Jan? Okay. Yeah, I always see whenever we do these these playbacks, I always see the guys going down the back of the slip wall A-frame, just like stairs, and that is just so hard for me to do. I'm just like, if I slip, that's gonna suck. That is not gonna be very fun. Just bust my back on the metal pole. So I'm a turn around and crawl down kind of guy. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and I actually think Jan and Richard are wearing the same shorts, like precisely. So, but of course they've got different. Jan's back is quite ripped though.
Nice little quick downhill here.
Yeah, there's actually some stairs going down towards these benches.
Women are starting to line up.
A little bit of a smaller field for the women. I think there was only 12 in total for elites, so they're going to be definitely less congested. A lot of people doing age group here at this race, trying to really compete for a championship level race. All right, here we've got in the longer hair we've got Igor Belousov, and then is that Manuel Defoe? Did he ditch his shirt right at the I know he usually races in a red shirt. You know,
Yeah.
That's how you know. Usually some sort of Switzerland jersey, but
From the back, yeah, I don't think that's him.
with it being so hot, I wasn't sure if he ditched it.
It's hard to say, though. Comes the front guys.
Okay, so yeah, Logan passed Richard again on this run.
Yeah, really impressive.
Yeah. No, I'm actually feeling pretty good about my time now. I kind of watch this back. You know, I was like, they're about 9:30. I was like 12:30 to the water, so you know, we'll take it. Not too bad, considering. You know, I was like, if they got to the water in 6 minutes, I'd be like, oh man, I got some serious work to do. But we'll take it.
Yeah, do you want to drive to the other side? Okay.
Yeah. So now we're getting a really good shot of the swim. So they've got to. They were a little confused there for a second. But they got to. So they got to have the life vest on
And zipped. Yep.
Yep. So there's a volunteer there checking to make sure it's zipped. They will stop you if it's not fully zipped.
They're saying before you got into the water.
Yep. But you're looking at it here. It's a solid. I'm still guessing a solid 300-meter swim.
Yes, looks like our guy's going to go run out to the spear throw island. But you can see the yellow and the red buoys, and they had to stay on the left side of the buoys as they were going out and coming back. So left side of the yellow on the way out, and left side of the red on the way right way back. View from behind everybody. You can see them standing up and just walking.
Yeah, actually, what I found is on the far left, it was actually pretty. Until we got to some slippery rock, that was kind of better to swim. But
Before you're in the water, gotta be down. Before the water.
yeah, see here you have the
Making sure.
volunteer kind of policing the zipness of the vests. It's just definitely a safety concern. You know, of course, we had unfortunately Lazar Ducic pass away during the CrossFit Games in a drowning incident. So it's just, it's definitely a lot different. That's why in triathlons usually you swim first, right? I mean, it's a big difference to run a bit and then swim. All right, we're gonna start calling some people out as we see him here. So we got this is Grayson West grabbing his life vest.
Yeah, it's a good little ways there.
Yeah. Very solid. Like you'll see, you still see Logan and Richard still not quite there yet. They still got about 2 buoys to go. And like we said, they entered the water about 9:30. So now we're looking at almost 12. So 2.5 minutes into the swim for them. So yeah, a lot of times in Spartan we see a water crossing that's just waist high, and it's just it's pretty tame. Maybe a minute tops.
And we did hear Logan talk about how wearing the life vest really made it hard to swim, like if you would in a triathlon. Like just having a good strong swim was tough.
Yeah,
it forces you to keep your head out of the water. Like you can't really stay in the water like you would normally.
Yeah, and it kind of almost restricts your breathing a little bit too. Especially with your heart just kind of beating out of your chest.
I do love seeing how many kayaks are out there.
Yes.
And they're just watching, making sure everybody's okay.
It's a great job by Spartan, for sure.
Before you touch the water, all good. Stay outside the boom.
All right, so we're waiting for Logan and Richard to get out of the water here. It was very deep all the way up until the edge of the bank here.
World Championships. This, of
There they go.
course,
Yep. So they are.
sprint edition. I
Richard and Logan are out of the water, and then meanwhile the women are getting their briefing.
Well, my shoes are over there.
So now, of course, we've got a pivotal point in this race coming up with the spear throw for the men. So I stay focused on them while the women begin their race.
Be fast, ladies, all right? So make sure you focus on your obstacles, focus on your spears, your burpees, anything that you have to do
All right,
out
we
there.
can see.
Pay close attention.
Nice shot here.
Really could use a zoom in on the spear throw there.
Yeah, it was tough with it being the burpee island, you know.
Yeah.
On the course and put everything on that podium. We'll see you guys here in a little bit.
Okay, I'm trying to get position so you can see what's going on. I see burpees happening though.
Yeah, somebody missed.
So, yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it to when we see them come out of the come back into the view. We might not be able to tell until they get close to being out of the water.
Yeah, especially with, you can't tell what they're wearing when they're in the water. So that's the way we usually ID these folks.
All right, women-wise though, we've got Nikki Kacha on the far left.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole Morrow, am I right about that?
I don't know about Nicole.
But
you've got
Sabrina Buhagiar in the black.
Yep, you got Cassandra Gill in the neon. She was the U.S. National champion. Won both her races, won all three of her races, or both. You got Anne Dube in the pink shorts, next to Cassandra. All right, and the women are off. So I know in the past we've had most of our races we've covered this year have had the men and women start at the same time, so we have the same clock. So you might be seeing the clock change as we go. But look at Cassandra Gill just immediately taking off like a cannon. And she's probably the best runner in the field, just straight up.
Obviously, we've seen Anne Dube have some great success in the national series.
Oh yeah.
In the past years, even against like Lindsay Webster and Nicole Miracle. But she had a foot injury, broke a foot about a year ago, she said, and so she's been coming back from that recently.
Yeah, she's unfortunately had a rough spell, I feel, with injuries.
I think it's him out there because you can tell with the
Um,
why he runs like that, right? Yeah, his broken collarbone. Yeah,
And who's in the white again, Jason?
Clára.
Her name's Clára. Clára?
Yeah, Clára. Her last name is pretty tricky. She's from Czech Republic as well.
Okay, so does she train with Richard?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be surprised though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of those athletes from the same country tend to train together.
Yeah,
You know,
Annie in the pink shorts.
Yep. So we've got. I don't know who the woman in front of Clára is, but she's moving pretty quick too. I mean, they're actually putting together a pretty impressive stride through this pretty technical section.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
Tricky through there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Guy-wise, you can see
Yeah.
who we got there.
All right, so definitely a shakeup because you've got. Looks like we had Richard in second. You've got that looks like Brandon Neely in first with Richard right on his shoulder, and then I believe that's Jan in third. So the only logical thing to assume here is that Logan unfortunately missed his spear, which we were able to confirm after the fact was the case.
Yeah.
So he is out there doing burpees. So he's got some ground to make up for sure. But for right now, it's going to be
Ooh, look cut off there.
Yeah. I think Richard, again, similar to Atkins, Richard is just incredible at transitions.
Look at this change up with the women through the bar crawl. Barbed wire crawl.
Yeah.
Right away.
We've got two really exciting races on your screen at one time, which is great. You know, usually we don't have this kind of coverage.
This is hard to it's hard to switch between all these cameras and make sure that we're watching the most exciting part of it. So
yeah, for sure. But I mean, the way Richard just attacked that hill, now he's got a solid 50-meter lead or so on Brendan. And Brendan's no slouch for a runner either, right? We just saw him win in Ottawa, the sprint there, and looking great. So Richard's just opening up right now, and he is now headed this way down towards the parking lot, then around the corner into the AA frame.
is he grabbing some? He's grabbing some nutrition. Yep.
Oh,
He
wow.
just took something,
Interesting. I didn't even notice he had anything on him.
and they're only 17 minutes in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird time of day, right? Because most of the time when you're doing elite or competitive Spartan race, you're used to running at 7:30 in the morning, and you have your breakfast and you get going.
Right.
Even for me, I was struggling with the fact that it was at 12, noon or 12:30, and you eat breakfast and then now you're hungry again.
Yep.
So
Now here's that A-frame, barbed wire crawl A-frame. Definitely something unique that we haven't seen before.
yeah, Savage Race has this. I think they call it back scratcher. Not with an A-frame, but it's usually wall, barbed wall.
Wall, barbed wire,
Yeah.
wall, barbed wire, wall.
Oh yeah, multiple. And you've got just definitely an exhausting part of the race for sure. We're a little dizzy.
They didn't
over
leave
here.
us a good spot to get through right there. We had to climb over those barriers.
Yeah, the MC did a great job too of saying that the elite men were getting here, and then the crowd you saw a lot of people who were warming up for their age group race, jog over, myself included. So I'm looking for myself on the
Nice.
on the rail. But here we got the tilted ladders, which I think a lot of the age groupers were also curious on because a lot of these folks had never seen this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty common in Ninja. I'm curious if we'll see anybody attempt to lache across the bottom parts. That'd be something you would see for sure in like a 100-meter. But I'm sure in a sprint race, these folks wanted to play it a little more safe.
Women's side, we see 3 out in front, Annie, Cassandra, and then Klára.
Yeah, yep,
Kind of broken away from the rest of the pack.
yeah. I love this volunteer above for the Atlas that was just perched because she was still perched there when I got there, about 40 minutes later. So not a bad spot to give us our instructions at, of course.
Right.
Of course, we all know what to do on the Atlas carry if you've done at least a few races.
Women into the sandbag carry.
Yeah, I mean, you just notice Richard is just a metronome, always moving. A lot of people at times you'll see someone pause at obstacles, but not Richard.
A little gap there with Brendan.
Yep.
In second.
Yep, probably 15, 20 seconds, give or take. We've got a lot of women coming to the sandbag. There's one in the blue here doing the old Robert Killian lower back strategy with the bucket, which is interesting.
So we did so we had all the men through spear throw, and we're 20 minutes in, so this is a little further back, but as of 14 minutes ago was the 5th place guy came through the spear throw, but Brendan was in front by a couple seconds with Richard right behind him, and then Jan, Igor,
Oh my
and
god, look at
Addison.
that. Holy moly. Just man, and Jan going with some gloves, which is interesting to see.
Now the women haven't gotten to the spear throw yet, so we don't have that split just yet.
Yeah, and so obviously, as we were talking about earlier, it's clear Logan had to do some burpees because he dropped all the way from first to the lead outside the top 5. So tough to see for Logan.
The sandbag carry, this back and forth is kind of funny because you can just see everybody all at one time.
Yeah,
Gets a little tricky to tell who's where
Right.
for a moment, but right in front of Nikki Kacha there is Lisa Masakio.
yeah. And Lisa last year played U.S. spoiler in the Canadian series. She went up there and cleaned up over at the Canadian series.
Yeah,
So
she really did.
She's a great runner. I think she's a teacher. She really excels in the summertime when she's off from, gets a lot of training in when she's off from school.
We've got we just missed. Oh, that button's not working. We just missed Mike Strobel coming out of the water, out of the swim.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got to imagine that he probably had to do some burpees himself over there. So we got Annie number 1, Cassandra 2. Oh no, Annie's behind Cassandra at the moment. I kind of love this battle we're seeing on the women's side with Annie and Cassandra. You kind of got Old Guard versus New Guard.
And I'm gassed.
They're kind of both battling here to determine who's going to cut off what tangent. But yeah, Annie's really tearing up through this section. And if I had a broken foot too, or previously broken foot, I'd be a little nervous with where I'm planting my feet. So you see Annie just running with no fear, which is just like I said, great to see. Good to see that confidence again. And again, one of the top competitors in the national series from like 2021 to 24. On the men's side of the screen, I think you're looking at the back of Addison Coles, who we haven't really talked about.
He was in 5th, right?
I think he was in 5th as of the spear split. I'm not sure if he's moved at all in this time. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what his background is. I think he's a Western guy. I think he might be Utah-ish area. I don't think we've seen him at all this year. I know we've seen him before in some Savage and some series races in the past. But more interestingly, you've got this battle for what we believe is the top 3 at the moment with this is all pre-swim still for the women. So I know we have the elite men clock currently showing.
Yeah, all right on top of each other.
Yeah, which is... You'll see that a lot in races, right? You see that a lot in track races, marathons. So Spartan, same way, they try to run together and just try to not let the other woman out of her sight.
All right, so we've got the men over on the bucket carry.
Mm-hmm.
I would dare to say that's Richard.
Yep, I believe so.
This is our other split that we're going to be able to show. Here we got a bunch of guys on the inverted wall just before the bucket carry, I believe. They go up a little hill after this and then go down.
Yep, so assumingly Richard with a big lead, I mean, he just must have been putting the burners on as far as the running is concerned. Not sure who this one is in the white tank. He's doing pretty well.
So this big bucket carry is a big U, and you got to go all the way out and then all the way back.
Yeah, it was a long one, and it also snakes a little bit as well. So it was for me personally. I mean, I'm of course not as fast as the elite guys, but it was a solid 2-3 minute bucket carry, something in that ballpark for myself. So definitely significant.
I have to get a shot of the dog. I know some of my friends will be happy I did that. Can't see a dog without losing their minds.
Right. Although I do I do
Are
wish
you in that camp?
Not quite. I mean, I was actually I passed him going over the A-frame barbed wire, and I was like, honestly, I think maybe the dog could have been more in the open wave. Maybe would have made more sense. You know, people probably would have liked to pet him and whatnot.
Richard coming out of the bucket carry.
Yeah, and looks like all the other men are still going out. So if you're Richard right now, you're feeling pretty good, but you got to remember he's still going to put as much time as possible on the other guys, because that way he gets the biggest advantage on tomorrow and then on Sunday in particular when he's got a seeded head start.
I think this was the climb going up to the bucket carry. So just kind of showing kind of what that's like.
Yep. Yeah.
It was a nice little steep spot there.
Yep. Some tall grass to navigate as well. And I think actually that was Logan going up the hill there. So
yeah, Logan's
definitely
a little bit back at this point after missing the spear.
Yeah, definitely took a big hit. We've got Annie really opening up on this fire road here.
Annie really showing me how, she has had... Oh, Richard just came through the Z-wall. But Annie showing me, I think, that her fitness isn't quite where it used to be, because I was able to keep up with her, and I think in the past I probably would have been dropped. I mean, she was still dropping me, but...
maybe your fitness improved.
Well, that has a little bit too.
You're no slouch yourself, Jason. You've done pretty well. Especially, we'll see what your performance is like in the longer races. I know you're more of a distance guy.
Yep.
But yeah, so we've got Annie in first.
And Cassandra's not far behind at this point.
Yeah.
And there's Klára with probably about the same gap going into the water.
Yeah, and we're looking. So with the women here, we're looking at about 11 minutes into the water. Because I'm just doing the math there, almost 12 minutes into the water.
And from what I could tell, the marker, the crossing mat is after the spear. So after you do your burpees, then you hit it, because, I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to see. We're going to see.
Right. Otherwise, we probably would have seen Logan on the leaderboard there, which we didn't.
Exactly.
Not down the center. You want to go left of the yellow buoys.
Yep, so you got the women getting in the water. And I think one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that Sabrina Buhagiar is
Buhagiar
is a D1 swimmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's already in the water.
She's the one backstroking right there.
Oh, backstroke, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, D1 swimmer, so maybe she's a backstroke specialist, and see what kind of time she can put on the other ladies or make up some time. gotta gotta tie up the hair before you get in the water, you know.
Yeah, we saw Lisa come through and Nikki.
Yep, and then on the right side of your screen, you've got Igor Belousov on the Z wall, making his way pretty easily. Pretty dry today. No, at this point now, for the men, you're pretty dry after that swim.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Got our cart catching up to going through the woods. This is that little hilly spot through the woods that we saw on the map. You can see this nice little downhill here. He's kind of leaving the cart at that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't want an accident for our cart, so he's got to take it easy. But you know, appreciate him giving Randy a ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get some extra coverage for us. But yeah, you were able to really open up on this section for sure.
And we've got a camera on the island waiting for the women to come out of the water.
Which is great because I know we couldn't quite get one for the men, so we weren't really able to see the shakeup that we had. So we were able to see if there's any sort of shakeup with the spear, which of course there always is, right? Especially in the U.S. races. I know we're talking about Canada. They had no circle. U.S. races, they do have that circle, making it a little more challenging to hit your spear.
All right, the men are 29 minutes in, and here is the split as of the bucket carry.
Yeah, so a minute over John in second place, or Jans. And then we have Brendan Neely, Igor Belousov, and then Brent Trail. So Igor and Brent neck and neck as well, just a 6-second difference there. So I'm assuming here, you see Addison, I believe, again on the right side of your screen. So I'm assuming he must be in 6th.
All right, looks like the cart's catching up. Man, they're still having a hard time catching up with him, though.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably trying to make sure they don't get in anybody's way as well. Women getting ready to come out of the water. Who's that in first? Backstroking, it looks like Sabrina.
Yeah, we were saying she's using her D1 swimming to her advantage for sure.
She turned around. They had to go around that buoy and then kind of come back to the island?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard to tell exactly where to go. But yeah, you had to make sure you went around that buoy on the outside of it.
Yeah, Sabrina and Klára, and who's in third?
So that's Klára in second, Sabrina in first, and let's see, looking at Annie. Yep, you can tell by the pink shorts.
I believe Cassandra right behind her. But we're going to try and watch these spear throws.
Yeah, so they had to keep their vest on for the spear throw. Let's see. Big running star. Ooh, and a miss.
Yeah, Klára on the spear second. Annie on it third. Cassandra right behind her.
Yep. And a hit from Klára. That
nice.
Is huge. That is absolutely massive. Your lats are tired from all that swimming. So then to throw, not easy. And then to get back, to do burpees and get back in the water. There goes Annie, and ooh, a miss.
Oh, that was a close one, too.
Yeah. Yeah, she hasn't done a lot of races, so she's probably not as caught up on her spear practice.
3 out of 4
misses. Yeah, bummer on Cassandra, too, because she's done probably the most races anybody in the women's field, and she seems to have a hard time with her spear, unfortunately.
And here goes Lisa.
Lisa with a miss. That's now we're 4 to 5 misses. Up, looking for a place to give her headband. Oh, we got another shot at Logan here.
Whoa!
Make up some
Nikki's
ground.
spear throw was wild.
Oh,
look at this carnage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Burpee party.
We're gonna get to watch these burpees for a while. Switch sides here with the cameras.
Yeah. We're not gonna get too hard. I know my typical comrade Miles is not with us right now. I know we're usually pretty harsh on these elite races. You gotta be, you know.
They did have a camera out there today.
Yeah, and they had multiple judges. So. And
you had to take off your headband so that they could put your headband on the camera to see it.
Yep. Yeah, so you're getting to the
waiting for
chain carry, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think we're still waiting on. Oops. Let's go back.
Back to the. I think we're going to be short of Richard's finish. We're not going to see him out. Oh, yeah, so here you got Klára doing some backstroke. With a big lead, the only woman that didn't have to do burpees out of the top 5.
Yep.
So that's yeah.
That's massive.
Oh yeah, especially in a race series where your time accumulates. You know, it's gonna make it make it she has that much more of a cushion, assuming she's able to keep this.
And she was so far, she was with the front too.
Right.
So now she's making a gap from that front pack.
Right, because we've seen folks get a nice spear hit when they're in 5th or 6th place and move up to 1st, and then kind of get past if they're not as strong of a runner. But in this case, yeah, we've got someone who's pretty strong running wise and also hitting her spear. But these other women are back into the water. All right, so here we got Brendan Neely. So I think we missed Richard.
Yeah, he could be finished already.
Yeah, but we got a really exciting battle between Richard and Jan here, both hitting the ring at almost the same time. So curious to see what happens here. We've got a grip. We've got you grip the chain, then you grip the rig, then you grip the Hercules hoist. So a pretty strong grip test here. But we got Brendan swinging a little bit better than Jan on the right. There he goes. He's off about 3 seconds in front of Jan.
Yeah, it was real smooth.
Oh yeah. I love the ape swing too because it lowers your heart rate a little bit as well, as opposed to being locked off. So let's see if Jan uses his height, but he really doesn't. He really doesn't put his foot on the post like you think he would.
He kind of jammed his knees into it for a moment and was using
and then you
that
got
pressure.
Here you got Igor getting in the mix as well, trying to fight for a podium. And look at him. Igor is just a massive man, right? I mean, we were talking about his physique as is.
Is Brendan looking to take second here? That's the last. It's just this last stretch of running.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Jan to close this. See what he can do.
We're 34 minutes in. He's pushing.
Yep, he's making an effort. Let's see what happens. It looks like it's going to be too little, too late.
Down the finish chute, over the fire. Holy cow! What's going on with the fire?
Oh yeah, well
it got big for a second there.
Well, I feel like the top they try to put the gasoline on the fire to make the epic explosion look happen. So yeah, really close battle here between Brandon, Jan, and then Igor in 4th there. And then you got Brent not too far behind in 5th. Pretty sneaky performance from Brent. We didn't really. Or he's not there yet. I thought that was him.
Not quite.
But
let's jump over to Klára.
But yeah, Klára. I mean, at this point, it's Clara's race to lose here with the spear hit.
Let's see who we've got. We've got some of the backpack guys. There's the wall, and then this is kind of on the way back into the venue after that trek through the woods. So getting close, but yeah. Do we have any more guys?
Yeah, I guess
at the chain carry here. Klára going into the A-frame.
And all these guys honestly throwing a respectable performance. You come in the top 10, even top 20 at a a world championship level race. Nothing to sneeze at, right?
That's 7?
All right, women out of the spear throw. Let's see.
Yeah,
time-wise,
take a split here.
We're at 22 minutes. And it does look as though all of the top 5 women have made it through the spear throw.
Yeah, big lead, right? 1:43 just on hitting her spear.
Wow.
Right? I mean, that sounds about right. With some burpees are challenging. And not only that, then they're also very much extra fatiguing as well.
Look at Klára's last name. Lucky Jakova.
I think I'm just going to call her Klára, I think, throughout the race weekend. With all due respect.
All right, we've got eyes on.
Yeah, I think. You heard Randy cheering on Ethan. I think Randy is Ethan's. Randy's Ethan's father.
Yeah.
So, but he's one of our leaders in the Canadian series. We'll see him again for sure in Blue Mountain.
He missed a spear, so one of the reasons why he's so far back.
Yeah, so I'm definitely anticipating some shakeup for sure between today and the next few days. So looking forward to that.
So we saw Klára there, and you can see I'm pointing at Sabrina just getting up on the A-frame.
Yeah, so
there she is right there. So, yeah, pretty good gap.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious on the tilting ladders for the women. Not sure how they went for everybody.
Yeah, Klára handled it just fine.
Oh, yeah.
No issues whatsoever.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, we know that European OCR, honestly, the obstacles are definitely a little bit more challenging. So with her background doing those races, I'm sure she's got a better chance at clearing all the obstacles than
good close-up of the chain
American.
carry.
For sure. Yeah,
I mean, did the ones in Greece seem like they were even longer chains, or they were about the same?
Yeah, hard to tell. I mean, I didn't really pay too close attention to that race. But like I was saying before, this would be a lot more difficult if it was a loop like a sandbag or a bucket. But really not much a problem for any of our top racers.
So if Ethan can get his spear down, he definitely stands a good chance to be up towards the front. So there's his finish right there. So he's got some work to do to make up over the next couple races.
Yep. You and me both, Ethan. You and me both. So Klára making it through the Atlas carry here.
This is Anthony, the one that's heads up the team, the Rabbit team, doing their post-production footage and, like I said, the European footage.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm really glad that even though we took the Trifecta Championships over to the U.S., I was really glad that Europe still really had its mark on because this was like this has always been in Sparta, Greece, which has been of course a classic venue being a Spartan race. And they always had Sparta, Greece was always the one that was doing everything. So the fact that they still had their input, they got the tilting ladders in there.
Sabrina just got through the tilting ladders.
Yeah, I'm curious if we'll see anything new for any of the other days.
Yeah, that's one thing that's interesting is that the full map is out, but not the list of obstacles that are on the map.
Again, I believe there was an athlete briefing at 5 p.m. today at the festival area for the Super, but I'm sure that'll be shared on Instagram. So if you're curious on what the map might look like for tomorrow, you can probably go over there. All right, so Klára getting through mile 2 here.
This is where it really felt like the course just felt like a long sprint. It wasn't really distance-wise, but it just felt like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go figure, you're spending 7 or 8 minutes in the water on a 45-minute race. It's we don't see any swims that long in a sprint otherwise, so that's definitely making a big difference. And I noticed myself doing this section that I was like, man, I haven't been working on my compromise running nearly as much as I should have been, because there's just something about Spartan. I've done High Rocks, I've done Deca. There's just something about running after doing many obstacles or elevation change that just wipes you out, right? You look down at your watch, you're doing a 9-minute pace,
yeah,
feeling like you're doing a 6:30 pace.
Yeah, I just ran Ottawa and ran age group, so I was actually racing. And after doing the hill section, 4 miles on the hills in the mountain, and then you come down to this golf course, and I just felt so freaking slow.
Yeah, and but then you look down at your watch too, and you're doing 180 beats a minute, and you're just like, come on, come on, legs, like.
Doing
move.
everything I can.
Right, yeah. You can even hear her a little bit.
Giving out
and she'll
breath.
What's nice about looped carries, is she'll get a good view of where she stands in the race.
That's right.
But again, just like we were talking about Richard earlier, even with a big lead, you got to keep pushing because she wants to build her cushion for the Super and the. Because maybe she doesn't get as lucky with her spear tomorrow, and that kind of evens it out again. So. While she has an advantage, she's gotta run with it. Quite literally. Especially
with Annie being a mountain runner.
Yeah, I mean, isn't she called Mountain Goat Girl on Instagram? So I mean, she's named herself that for a reason. Yeah, you're getting a good shot here of the climb. Nothing crazy. You know, we've seen mountain races where are much more difficult, but definitely sapping after you've redlined, especially on that golf course section. And then you've got to kind of switch gears like a light and just switch to a hike or a run.
We got somebody in the chat asking why we're live now when the race was 7 hours ago. To be able to get, without having to worry about cell signal issues, to be able to get the race out as fast as possible, we record the race, and then we take the video and we upload it, and and then we go from there and play it back. So we're doing a live replay.
Yeah, and we've tried to do live coverage before, and a lot of times it's just so hard to get good cell service.
This is the best way to get the most crisp video the quickest.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we'd rather have a little bit of a delay as opposed to showing you a low quality version of the race.
Yeah, the plan is to get each race out every day on the same day, just in the afternoon. Just a few hours later. Really, today was a little later than we wanted it to be, but I think we've got a plan moving forward that will take care of those problems that we ran into.
Absolutely.
Big gap here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was where she's going to be able to see how far her gap is when she comes back.
Right, that's the best part about it, like I said, a loop carry. Because in running, they tell you to never look behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now here you do get to look behind you in a way. You can even see the difference in fitness here, right? I mean, no disrespect to the men walking with the bucket, but you see all these men walking with theirs and Klára running with hers. So very impressive stuff. You can see how long it is, right? She's now just turning that corner.
Remember when we had to do these with the bucket in front of you?
It was a dream just to put it down less than 5 times, especially up a hill. And remember when you had to fill your buckets? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like now I'm talking like a grandpa. All right, grandpa, let's get you to bed.
All right, here comes Sabrina.
Yep. So she'll see how much work she has to do, and it becomes a game, right? Because you're not just focused on today. This is the one race where it doesn't really matter for just today. So she's going to try to make up as much time as she can, but does she really want to sell out to try to catch Klára, or does she want to, finish this race in a good position and then to kind of refocus up for tomorrow?
But if you don't, it's still a bucket carry, but it is flat, and if you don't run with it, you are going to lose some ground.
Oh, absolutely. It was a lot longer than I thought it was, especially with that little part that Klára's doing with the snaking.
Do you feel like you switched shoulders a bunch of times, or how'd you handle it?
Yeah, I definitely switched shoulders. It's just uncomfortable, right, with the lid kind of rubbing against the back of your neck.
Do you hold it with 2 hands like Annie? Do you hold it with 1? What do you go with?
I'm a 2-hand person because I know it's always funny. They talk about how
like
you
Klára's doing right now?
Yeah, exactly. They talk about how if you drop it and spills, you have to redo it. It's pretty unlikely that will happen, but it's just my worst nightmare. It's like, especially on a 3-minute carry like this, it'd be miserable.
Klára's kind of, she's still trotting, but it's looking a little slow.
Yeah, no.
She's not like, look at Annie over in the background there versus she was, obviously she's fresh. She just got on the bucket carry, but
right. But you figure it's kind of like a sled push in high rocks, right? You get to, if you've done high rocks, it's 4 lengths, and you get to that third and fourth, you get to that through the first 2 lengths, and you're like, oh my god, two more lengths. And definitely, of course, it's common for that to be a little slower. But all right,
Klára finishing up, and Cassandra just coming in.
Yeah, so first to fourth, a good gap. So we'll see, because of course, for those of you who don't know, the beast is staggered, right? I think the top even. Well, I think we only have 12 women in the elite field.
Yeah.
So I think everyone might be staggered. They might, if there's a certain size gap, they might just send everyone together if they're feeling like they're out of contention. We don't want to wait.
Yeah, after a certain point.
We don't want to wait.
Right.
If it's going to conflict with the age group or something, we don't want to wait an hour for somebody to.
There's definitely a certain number at least, though, that they stagger them based off of what their current gap is.
Yep. So that'll be interesting. See what happens.
And after tomorrow's race, we'll be able to show that time. We'll have a graphic for that after the race is over. We'll be able to show what their sprint time was, what their super time was, and what their combined total time is.
Yep. And we'll be talking about it too as we go, right? Because I believe, if I remember looking at the results, Richard Heineck had around a 2-ish minute gap already on the super of the sprint. So he'll start again. There'll be mass start tomorrow. But as we watch the race play out tomorrow afternoon, we'll be able to kind of talk about where that might put them position-wise. And again, no additional payouts for winning a race, just like I said, an advantage overall, and then of course recognition.
Klára, the beast.
Yeah. Got her own
cool kit. She's
her
got
own nickname. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I seem to see that a lot more from the Europeaners. Whereas in the U.S. we've got, Cassandra Annie and Sabrina in the front, all wearing just like some shorts and a tank
Plain,
top or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
but she's in some legit race gear here.
Yeah, I mean, we really got to get some. I mean, I know we have not a lot of dollars for sponsorship as far as sponsoring athletes, but it'd be nice, have an athlete wear a shirt like right now. We could be like your logo here.
Big bright orange letters.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean.
But yeah, this is where you had that kind of one little hill through the woods here. The downhill was a bit steeper than I expected it to be.
Yeah, but it was fun. I was able to open up pretty well on it, which was great, especially after a tough climb.
Very pretty area. Nice venue.
Oh yeah, no, I love coming here every year.
I'm definitely excited to see where the beast takes us.
Absolutely.
Just gotta hope I can keep up with those women.
Yeah, you gotta rest up. Yeah, we're doing a great job right now with like I said, this guy here. I forget his name again, but he's been holding on with Klára for most of the race.
Yeah, all this audio we're hearing is really from the other cameras in the festival area. So I'm gonna turn that down so we can just get the kind of the woods and the ambiance here.
Right? Yeah. Just raw nature.
Kind of quiet, just everybody breathing heavy. A few footsteps. A little bit of gravel in that. I mean, this is a bit of a road here. Some of it overgrown, but
yeah, nothing too technical to run on. Here goes this nice steep downhill. So we'll see if Klára switches gears here and really opens up, or if she kind of takes it a little easier. Oh yeah, here she goes. You see her stride widening.
Is she wearing VJ shoes?
She is wearing VJ shoes. Yep, VJ Extreme 2 is the same ones I was wearing. So I'm in the right camp. I made the right footwear choice. So I'll be using those again tomorrow and the next day. Definitely can't recommend them more. VJ shoes. Yeah, I'm sure she probably is enjoying taking some souls here on this downhill.
Right. 15 minutes behind these guys. It's when they started. So
yeah. So in a 35 up to a 35-minute race, that's impressive.
All right, we're at the point where we can see the gap at the bucket carry for the women.
Okay. Yep. So so Sabrina in second there, just a minute behind. So actually a little bit shorter than I initially thought. Anne Dube closing in on Sabrina.
Here's that fast downhill.
Yeah, right. About
you see the gimbal starts
seconds.
getting kind of wonky sideways.
Yeah, just because they're trying to have to balance it.
Yep.
And then we got Cassandra Gill, 3 minutes behind Klára, and then Blanka Adamova about 30 seconds behind her, which we haven't talked about at all. Unfortunately, not familiar with that athlete, but hopefully we'll get to learn a little bit more about her throughout the weekend if she continues to perform well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's bombing pretty good. I definitely felt like I needed to put it on the brakes a little bit, even though it doesn't look that steep. It is definitely a little steep.
You've taken a spill once or twice before, Jason.
Oh yeah,
it's all part of the game. It's always makes for a funny blooper reel. Get that on camera.
Not taking one in the gravel like that though.
Oh,
it's always been in the grass, thankfully.
Yeah.
Stepping in holes for some weird reason.
Yep.
Find the one hole that's out there.
Well, you're making sure your camera's straight, looking at the race, and into a hole you go. Yeah. Klára's taken no water throughout the whole race. Very impressive, especially like we were mentioning before, hot, very hot day. So we're looking at temps above 80 degrees. See if that strategy changes throughout the next few races. Kind of who maybe starts to introduce a pack, especially as we get to the beast. Some smooth running out of Klára right now. Pretty uncontested at the moment. See how she handles her last few obstacles, but I have to imagine she'll handle them well because she has shown no signs of any difficulty throughout these sprint obstacles so far.
And I expect what we're going to see this section be the end of each course. The Super and the Beast, they're going to be coming back through all this. So this kind of long running section here is going to be, I don't know, at the end of that, the hills out in the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
You still got a little bit to take care of before you get back in.
Yeah, for sure. It's always like that with the Beast race, I feel like. It's always a little bit of a flat run. A lot of times it's on like the bridges, so I'm curious if they'll introduce any bit of that. But she's whipping through this crawl. And the third crawl throughout the race, pretty
in some nice looking grass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thankfully. All right, she's gonna hit a rope climb here, and they made it pretty noted that you have to descend the rope. You can't just jump off it. I know that's starting to be a favorite move of a lot of people. You know, kind of like back in the early days of Spartan, you were able to kick the bell, but now they don't want that for injury risks. The same thing here, right? You could easily bust up an ankle jumping off the rope wrong.
We should be seeing second place coming in pretty soon.
Yeah, here she is. Oh, no, never mind. My bad.
Right there.
Yeah. All right, here's Klára at the chain.
Got some rolling action going.
Yeah, I ended up rolling, and I'm not sure if it was the wisest choice because then I was a little dizzy going into that rope. I had to recenter my myself. Yep. All right, Klára putting down her chain. Still no Sabrina or Annie just yet.
There's Sabrina coming into the
here she is on the right side of the screen. Okay.
Annie's right behind her.
Yep. Yeah, she's not in the same frame here. Still a rope climb behind. With Annie's skill and obstacles, I know she's a really solid rock climber. Definitely not over as far as that second, third place battle. Yeah. Nice swings. You look at Klára's hips, really putting them behind her and getting a lot of momentum. Taking her time, make sure she doesn't miss a hand here. Right to the bell. Nice. All right.
Sabrina's about halfway through the chain carry. Annie's just picking it up.
Yep, struggling a little bit. All right, there she goes. Yeah, it's a good battle here.
Sabrina's always thinking all the volunteers at every single obstacle.
That's nice. That's nice, man. Especially for a top elite racer, you know. It's very easy to not do that. So it's great to see a top athlete showing a good example.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel like Annie lost a few seconds to Sabrina on that chain. But here she goes in the rig. So only a few swings behind, kind of jumping right into it. She knows she has to go. Yeah, they're on the bar at the same time.
She's got
oh wow,
a real smooth, strong
nice
swing. Look at Annie skipping one.
Oh wow.
Wow. I think they're both skipping one, but yeah, she made up a lot of ground there.
Oh yeah, she lost some time on the chain, but then she made that right back on the rig, and now they're basically tied here as we see Klára coming to the finish. But this is kind of all eyes on second, third right at the moment.
Klára with a strong finish.
Yeah.
Awesome job.
Yeah, and I know Annie had an elbow injury at one point or another as well, so I wonder if that has anything to do with maybe her struggles a little bit on the carries.
Has Annie got room?
Yeah, she's definitely gassed for sure. High-fiving people still, even though
Matt was the Tough Mudder World's Toughest race director, one of them.
Yep, she gets across here. 42.33 for Sabrina, and only, wow.
Yeah, Annie didn't really look like she was trying to chase her down right there.
Yeah, at the same
She's
time.
like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
those seconds,
a couple seconds doesn't really matter in this kind of race. You know, she knows she has tomorrow and Sunday to potentially make that up. No need to hurt herself, right?
We have fourth place coming through.
Yeah, yep. So we're expecting it to be Cassandra Gill in fourth. And then I think it was Blanca in fifth.
Yeah. What did you say about the guys?
I don't know where they went.
What do you mean?
They were timed like a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good gap, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a solid gap. I think it was a solid minute 15 or so between Annie and Cassandra.
Yeah, remember Cassandra was right picking up her bucket when
Klára was putting it down.
was it Klára or was it
I think
Sabrina?
I think it was Klára putting it down.
Yeah, it was. That's
Yeah,
right, because I
it was-
went with Klára after that.
Yeah, it was a 3-minute gap between Klára and Cassandra at that moment.
Yeah.
All right, so might get some interviews here potentially. It seems like they're trying to find the men.
Yeah. We're gonna try and see if we can figure that out for tomorrow, because since it was a 15-minute gap between the start between the men and women, the men are already gone at this point.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're already.
This guy just did a front flip or a sideways flip or something over the finish line, the fire jump.
Style points.
Pretty cool. Man, where is Cassandra? Wow.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that Annie and the battle between Annie and Sabrina caused them to go faster. Here she is.
There she is. Yep.
Yep. Cassandra doesn't actually live too far from me, so I've actually seen her before at a local rock climbing gym.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so she's definitely saw her locking off on the rings there. Definitely, no problem with her grip strength, which is great to see. But she is. I would say she is probably on the smaller side, so definitely maybe needs a few more pulls on something like a Herc hoist.
But she won't stop pushing though.
Oh yeah, no, she's got a motor for sure. I mean, the amount of races she's done just about every East Coast race, usually winning a national one or regional one, I should say, by a country mile. Top American 2 years in a row at the Ultra World Championships. So I expect her to be very much in the mix the next 2 days.
All right, let's go here.
Yeah, we're curious to see.
Oh, we do have who got on? Oh shoot, right here, 5th place.
Oh, so this must be Blanca. We weren't really aware of her, but that's I'm assuming anyway. So not too far behind.
Somebody's right behind her. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Lisa.
Oh, Lisa was right behind her. Okay. Oh wow, Blanca really struggling on this Herc hoist. Wow. Oh now she. Oh jeez. Look at her. Wow, that's impressive. She was really struggling at first, and then she switched bags, and then suddenly it was.
Cassandra just crossed the finish. You
Yep.
see her laying down there.
All right. Yeah, Lisa.
Almost, Lisa.
Very close, very close. She's gonna still try probably right here, but Blanca's got a pretty good kick going on.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to outkick anybody just right at the end there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
short. Everybody's gonna blast as best they can.
I tried my best and didn't realize I didn't have it right around here. Right around. Once I saw the flags, and I was like, maybe tomorrow.
All right, here we go. We got interview.
Sabrina Buhagiar.
Yes, sir.
Say it right?
Sir, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, congratulations
Thank
on
you very much.
second place
Yes,
here
yes.
at the Trifecta World Championships on the sprint first day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a phenomenal course. I love West Virginia's course. I was here last year, and to be able to come here for the World Championship event is unreal. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Did it feel as short? It didn't feel that short to me as it seemed like it should have.
No, I think it went over. I think it was about 3.4 miles, but the terrain was relatively flat. And that's what they told us in advance. In advance, I thought it would be more elevation, but it was rather flat for the most part. There were some hills, little rolling hills, but that was a quick course, very much so.
Yeah, we'll probably see some good hills on the next couple of days.
Yes, I would have. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
they had a nice long swim in there.
That's my favorite. I swim backstroke the whole time. Kept my head back, hips up. I was cruising. I love that part. I missed my spear. It was a straight shot, but too high, so I'll try to take care of that the next 2 days.
Yes, I think probably top 6 at least women.
Yes.
One woman hit her spear, Klára.
Yeah, right in the
first.
front. She was right in first.
But
So
how'd you come out of the burpees?
out of the burpees, I think I was still in second. Or are you talking physically? I was winded, of course, but getting back in the water felt good to me. So that was great. And then getting out, your legs always feel a little funny, but it was downhill after that. So.
And you came out of the swim second and
Yes.
then held on to it the rest of
No,
the
I
way.
may have been first coming out of the swim, and then I missed my spear, and she made hers. So That's when I fell back behind. But
Yeah, after the first swim.
yes, yeah.
Second swim, you came out in second.
Yes, yep, absolutely. Man, kudos to everybody out there, though. It's a nice crowd and phenomenal group of people. I want to give you a big thanks. Big thanks to staff and volunteers because we couldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So
Yeah, we're excited to
Thank
watch
you.
you the next couple days.
yes, me too.
All right,
Appreciate it.
congrats again.
Thank you. Gotta go stretch, take care of myself.
All right, first off, your name,
My name is Klára
last name.
Lokajíčková,
That's a good one. Where are you from?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congrats on coming in first today.
Yeah.
You hit the spear
Yeah, I done it.
and you made good time on the swim, so you came out in first, and then you held on to that lead the rest of the way. You made a big gap. You had a lot of distance in front of second place.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
I feel really good because I done the spear throw and swim part was good for me, so it was a good race.
How about the hills?
Yeah, it was not so long, so I like it.
What about tomorrow and Sunday?
We will see. I hope I have some energy for the next two races.
You got any plans going into the next few races as far as like you gonna hold back or go out fast again?
I don't know now.
Not sure yet. Too soon to say.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out?
What?
You want to shout out, give thanks to? Anybody you want to thank? Say hello to?
Yes. I don't know. Sorry.
All right, that's okay. Congrats. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you.
Anne Dube, congratulations on third place today.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
It's great to be back. A little bit rusty for sure, but just glad to be feeling healthy and back on an OCR course. There was a really long swim today, which I was not expecting, and definitely would have practiced that a bit more coming into this race if I had known. But that's kind of what I love about this is that you never really know what you're going to get, and there's always new challenges and things to work on. Missed my spear today, which is a bummer, and had to just play catch up in a really fast race, and got close there at the end. So I'm very happy with my running and my just overall fitness, but gonna bring it back tomorrow and the next day for sure. Yeah.
You said you coming back healthy. What have you been dealing with lately?
Yeah, so I broke my ankle basically a year ago last summer. Had surgery in August, and took a good year to just get back to feeling healthy, feeling fit, all of that. So it's definitely a blessing to be back. Yeah.
No issues with it today?
No issues. No, I was kind of hammering the downhills and put full trust in it, and it went. I had no face plants luckily, and it's pretty weedy back there. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How you feeling about the next couple days?
I'm excited. I've never done trifectas before, so this is a new thing for me. It was I just kind of had to stay in the moment today, because if I thought about the next 2 days, I think it would have gotten my head a bit. So now it's all right, rest, recover, get ready for tomorrow, and just take it day by day. I'm honestly excited for the last day, just because I think the longer the better for me. But yeah, it's cool to be out here. I'm impressed with how many international athletes there are. I feel I don't know a lot of people, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so cool that they all came over.
yeah.
I don't know if I've seen you on a sprint course before. It's always been Beast and all the
Yeah.
big championship races. So
Yeah, I've never loved the sprint, to be honest. It's like you miss your spear, and for me, I'm oh no, it's game over. Which I tried not to let that get to me today, and I almost got second. So you kind of just with OCR, you just gotta keep pushing until you see the finish line. And yeah, it's fun to go fast sometimes.
Yeah.
Excited to be a slower pace tomorrow, though.
yeah, Spear was wild. Only one out of maybe 6 or 7 of the first women in hit it. Everybody was doing burpees. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think those two were 1 and 2. I think of what I saw were the only 2 that made it. And
I think only one. I don't think
only
Sabrina
one? Oh,
hadn't hit it
wow.
either.
Okay.
Sabrina's
Crazy.
she's a swimmer. She was a collegiate swimmer. So
Got it.
so she
Okay.
really opened up on the swim, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I need some tips on that, because the life jacket was above my head, and I couldn't see.
Well, I can't wait to see you in the next couple of days. Anybody want to shout out?
Just my family for being out here. They drove down from Michigan, and just everyone that supported me. Yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Glad to be back. Thank
Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right. Weren't able to get any men on the interviews, but we got one right here. Logan Broadbent in the studio.
Close enough.
Yeah, Logan, how you doing?
Hey, doing well, guys. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, doing great. Just
Nice.
heard some good interviews, and definitely want to hear your perspective on the course because you were out there. We saw you.
I was out there.
Yep.
I was out there. You may not see me out there except for maybe the first half. But,
we saw you a lot that first half.
Yeah, that first half for sure. I was running well and felt great. And West Virginia has always been an amazing course, right? I love that they have us out here, and the terrain is definitely that East Coast mountain terrain. We get into some fun single track probably tomorrow and the next day. Otherwise, it's actually pretty wide trails, a lot of long grass, some technical. Sometimes they just throw you right through the woods, and those areas were really technical. There was actually a very technical section of the woods, probably not even a quarter mile into the race where we dipped in there. And I had warmed up this morning and kind of chose my line and decided how to go through. So I popped out. That's how I popped out first place, kind of coming out of the woods there before we did the barbed wire crawl. But I was feeling good.
Smart, yeah. And it's funny, you can't really tell it's technical because you guys are so fast. It looks smoother than it really is from a visual perspective.
Yeah, you just got to lift your knees and make sure you don't trip, and always plan kind of 10 steps ahead, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. Yeah, so the race was a pretty quick start for sure. But everybody was kind of packed up there, kind of stretched out a little bit, I think, toward the beginning. And then once we all jumped into the water, I think the spear throw was probably close to about halfway into the race. It might have been about a mile and a half, a mile and a quarter. And that swim was deceptively long. It doesn't look that long, but when you're in it, you feel like this is taking forever, and you're trying to figure out the best technique, right? So, it just makes sense to just, freestyle it. Does it make sense to lay on your back and just
a lot of backstroke,
kind of backstroke action?
Yeah, we're
right?
saying Sabrina was a collegiate swimmer and she was doing all backstroke the whole way.
Yeah, actually it can be really effective, mostly because you're wearing that life vest that can kind of be bulky and and it keeps your chest up, so you can't really dip down in the water and crawl. But you were actually able to stand up until about the second buoy. I was able to stand until about the first buoy, but most tall people could stand until the second buoy and kind of march their way through the water. And then it was actually still very deep up until that island. So it wasn't until you're a few feet away from the island that you could find some footing and climb up, and straight into the spear throw. And that's something I think most of the guys hit their spears. Me and at least one of the other top guys, top 5 or 6, actually missed their spear. I felt like it was lined up. I had one piece of the string kind of on the wrong side of the fence, caught a little bit and hit left, but hopefully we'll be able to clean that up in the next couple of days. It's pretty painful in a sprint because you know how much of a penalty that is in a sprint. But again, the end results necessarily today, aren't the full predictor for the trifecta weekend. So I'm hoping to rebound in the next day or two and put it together in the longer races.
Well, you looked really good running, and minus the spear. If the spear goes well for you, how do you think you're going to fare?
Yeah, spear goes well. I think I'm going to keep spinning the legs. I've been running a lot of very flat road running, getting ready for the Chicago Marathon here in mid-October. Probably could spend a little bit more time, climbing, and a little bit more time on technical trail. But I feel like I've got the engine right now. I feel really good about that. And as long as I'm not burning myself out doing burpees and jumping up and down, I think I'll be able to hold that pace for a while. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of shakeup for sure, especially on the women's side where we had a lot more misses. So, yeah. Looking forward to seeing how that all plays out.
It looks like there might be 2 spears for the beast, right?
That's a lot of burpees.
It's a lot of burpees.
I don't like to hear that because I've been struggling myself with my spear. Yeah, right.
Is one of them like way deep in the woods somewhere? Or?
It's up at the top. It's up at the top of the
nice.
climb.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So you should be nice and tired. It's not coming out of the water, but I'm sure they have something fun for us up there that they have planned. So I haven't looked too closely at the map, but
so the super and the beast, will the spear throw, the swim, be still at the beginning of the race, right? And then
yeah, I think we got to look at that. I think we will, because I think we're going to do kind of the same, initial start, and then once we go way out north, I think we're going to continue north and wrap around and add the super section. So that first part is going to be kind of the first half of the sprint. Looks like it's going to be the first half of the super. And then that back half of the sprint is going to be the finish for the super. So, nice little gauntlet of obstacles there, some heavy carries. I've never done the chains before. That was interesting to do that one. And they didn't have anything for us to walk around. So we just kind of walked down, and I was like,
it was like
is
a
this
farmer's
far enough?
carry.
Okay,
Like,
I'll turn around and come back. I was like, hopefully I don't get yelled at, but I didn't. So I just kept running. But yeah, that was interesting for sure.
You got any more questions for him? Otherwise,
that was great. Yeah, it gave us a whole long recap there. So I think we'll go into see where Logan actually fared. We didn't even ask him that, but we'll get your splits for you. There he is. Here he's down in 8th place, unfortunately, after the spear miss. But we'll also really take a more closer look at the times, because that matters way more than a typical race. Right, so you had Heineken first, the trifecta champion, multi-time. Then 2 more minutes until Brandon Neely. So we'll definitely, if he can hold that and start off with a 5 or 6 minute lead going into Sunday, that'll be really significant for Heineck. But you've got the next 3 guys all locked up. Neely, Jan Vladar, and then Igor Belousov. Then a little bit more of a gap. And then you've got Brent Trail in 5th, who we didn't really get much mention on. He was kind of sneaking in between Igor and Addison. Then Addison Cole's in 6th. Joseph Drobalov in 7th. And then, of course, Logan here in 8th. Almost got Joseph.
Yeah, I was right there.
You're right there, 1 second behind.
Yeah, I was like, go ahead, buddy. I'll be right here.
Yeah, right. And then Manuel Defoe in 9th, and then Sebastian Brienne in 10th. And looks like I see 2 Czech flags in there. You got a Russia and then a Switzerland. So good mix of countries for the men's side.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out tomorrow. For sure.
And then here we got the women, actually a good bit closer than we had initially kind of talked about on the broadcast here. Klára in first, and then Sabrina and Annie rounding out that podium, only 35 and 43 seconds behind, respectively. Then a pretty big gap into Cassandra Gill, Blanca Adamova, and then Lisa Musacchio. So then kind of the gap kind of keeps stretching out. I know there's only 12 people in total in the elite race. Definitely a little disappointing on that, just numbers wise. But then of course you've got Nicole Cochia, Rachel Munoz, Noelle Moro, and Isabella Cruz rounding out the top 10. So see how that shakes out tomorrow.
Yeah. It's not about the number of athletes; it's about the quality of the athletes.
That's true.
We got some really, really good quality women running this year for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, some exciting racing. Excited for the next couple days.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Glad to be out here.
Absolutely.
Logan, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thank
really
you guys.
Appreciate
it. I'll give you back your headphones. Although I want to keep them; these are nice.
Yeah, we're gonna call this out and call it a night, and then get back to it first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's an earlier start, kind of more like our traditional OCR schedule. This morning we were kind of chilling and not doing much. This morning, had to wait a little while, so now we'll get right to it early in the morning.
Which was good because I didn't get in until I got to sleep at 3:30 last night because of flight delays.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
So
you got lucky, yeah, for sure. But tomorrow will be an early alarm. So,
all right. Any last words?
Nope. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow, 2:00.
Thanks for watching.